We've seen enough. Sean O'Malley is the double champ, bantamweight and flyweight champion, and he wants to target his third against Ilia Topuria. No, I'm just kidding, but we got some fighter drama between champions. Sean O'Malley and Alexandre Pantoja are not just two guys that would consider fighting each other, especially Pantoja going up to 135 to fight for Sean O'Malley's belt, but they have history together. They sparred at least one time. It's become a big thing amongst both of them. Pantoja, because he wants to fight O'Malley, O'Malley then decided to release a portion of their sparring video, which he claims he beat him in the first round by a liver kick, but did some other stuff out there as well. Wouldn't want to release that to make Pantoja look bad, and also training etiquette. You know, it's kind of frowned upon to release sparring footage of you beating someone up.
Alright boys, I don't like releasing sparring footage, but Pantoja just can't keep my name out of his mouth. I didn't even bring it up initially. Pantoja brought it up. I don't know why he brought it up. I literally finished him in the first round with a liver kick. Literally called it off in the first round. So for him to talk about sparring, it's wild. I'm not going to show the finish because that's just mean, but I will show you guys this. Fucking little 2 to the lips, took him down, was easy. Congratulations, buddy.
Check out his YouTube channel. There's some really good stuff on there. Those guys are really funny. So on his YouTube channel, he showed how he got a takedown on Alexandre Pantoja, which is pretty remarkable for the time, considering that Sean O'Malley was a zooted out 22-year-old kid from the middle of nowhere, Montana, moved over to Arizona to train with the deceiving mastermind Tim Welch, tricking Sean O'Malley's opponents that he's their coach. Can you imagine what was going on in Aljo's head? Aljo's fighting, trying to find his opening as he hears from the side of the octagon, "Aljo, you gotta go!" "Sure thing, coach." Bam! Knocked out. My coaches are dumb? Why am I even training with these guys? I'm switching gyms on Monday. Nah, I'm kidding. That actually turned out not to be true, but it is a pretty funny story regardless. Tim Welch is about to pay $4,000 a month for a studio apartment in New York just to adopt the accent for his next fight when they go up against Marab. But Sean was young and inexperienced during this whole sparring session. Both guys were younger, but Sean was specifically really young. I mean, he was only 5-0 in his pro career, coming off a win against Taiken Lan, whereas in 2016, Alexandre Pantoja was in The Ultimate Fighter, fighting the likes of Brendan Moreno, Kai Kara-France, and then later goes into the UFC right after that tournament. And you're probably wondering, who is this Ugi Kubo Hiramasa guy that beat Alexandre Pantoja? He's like Kyoji Horiguchi's rival. He's like Max Holloway, and Kyoji Horiguchi is like Alexander Volkanovski, where they both fought each other 3 times, and Kyoji beat Hiramasa every time they fought. He actually never fought in the UFC. He went to The Ultimate Fighter. He won his first 3 fights, went to the finale against Tim Elliott where he lost. And then right after that went to Shuto, eventually went to Ryzen, and is still there today, where he defeated John Dodson on Ryzen's New Year's Eve card. Looking in hindsight, that's like a legendary Ultimate Fighter tournament where you had Pantoja, Moreno, and Kai all fighting each other, and Tim Elliott was the one that came out on top. So after Sean O'Malley releases this part of the sparring video, Pantoja tells him, "Why are you releasing only 10 seconds where it made you look really good? Release the whole video. Show everybody the whole video." This is looking reminiscent to the whole Conor McGregor and Paulie Malignaggi situation, where Conor alleged that he was destroying Paulie in sparring leading up to his Floyd Mayweather fight. Paulie Malignaggi said that was not true, so Conor released some footage that showed him actually destroying Paulie Malignaggi to such an extent where it was hard to even believe that Paulie at that point got the better of Conor McGregor. It was really that bad, but Paulie's still adamant that he was getting the better of Conor, and Conor's not releasing the whole video. Then Conor's former business partner had to take care of Paulie and bare knuckle, beating him there, which is crazy. It's still insane that Artem Lobov beat Paulie Malignaggi in a bare knuckle boxing fight. Alexandre Pantoja is saying, why don't you release the whole thing and not just the one part where you look good?
I see O'Malley post the video, and that's so embarrassing because he posted like a 10 seconds about the sparring video he had with me, That's why, and then that's so stupid because he had the video, I think he deleted this video and on something else. Yeah, 6 years ago in the lab, and I think 4 years ago he's talking about that sparring. I never talked anything about that. But he talked something about not UFC and not about that guy. He's Alexandre Pantoja. I say, what's this guy talking about? And then he had the video right now. He posted something like a short highlight with 10 seconds. He had the video. That's so funny because if you have the video, send the video or hold the video. Not just your best moment.
Yeah.
He want to create something. Let's create that. He want to fight with me. I can fight with him. Because I'm not afraid. That's if he want that for me, that's okay. I'm not stronger flyweight. I'm small, but he start that. I just want to point that.
So O'Malley released a portion of the sparring video where he finished Pantoja with a body kick, and it turns out to actually be true. It was a really good body kick. Southpaw, left kick to the liver. Pantoja was trying to fight it off, and I felt that shot before. Body shot, and it's just like a delayed shutdown of your body. Man, those kind of body shots feel horrible. When you get hit like that and you're trying to fight it, it feels like you have no control over your body. It's crazy. But here's the thing. O'Malley should release all the sparring video because Pantoja is even telling him to do so. If Pantoja is okay with it, then why not just do it? Because we know a lot of people are going to be running with this narrative that O'Malley just destroyed Pantoja in the training room. Now we should even see the fight. We shouldn't take too much away from sparring because everybody gets beat there. Besides Habib, allegedly, who never even lost a round in sparring. That's what those guys at AKA say. But, you know, everybody loses in sparring. I'm pretty sure O'Malley got beat by some random low-level pro fighter before. Sparring is quite different from an actual fight. Mentally preparing for one, cutting the weight, the environment with the audience and stuff like that. It becomes a whole different thing mentally for a fighter. That's why you got gym legends who are not good in actual competition. There's some fighters that are all-time greats when they're in the gym only, though. You can only catch them at their best in the gym. When they're competing, they look like a shell of themselves for some reason. And maybe Sean O'Malley can catch Pantoja in sparring like this, but he might not be able to catch him in an actual fight like that. You know, that's something to take into consideration here, but anything can happen in sparring. That's the main thing that everybody should be taking from this. Sounds like I'm coping, but I'm not coping. Pantoja got wrecked. He just lost. Sean O'Malley's the unofficial double champ flyweight and bantamweight now. Sean O'Malley just became the first fighter to finish Alexandre Pantoja with strikes. We all thought this guy was indestructible. You couldn't put him down, but you can't absorb a good body shot. While O'Malley was clapping Pantoja in the training room, his wife was getting clapped by Chad down the street. No, I'm just kidding. Just jokes. Just jokes. Old jokes. I don't think he even does that anymore. So interesting between Pantoja and O'Malley. I think this can draw in some more attention as well about who would win an actual fight. I think some people would like to see it now that they have this whole sparring thing between each other. I say if Pantoja gets one more win as a champion, allow him to go up to 135 and fight Sean O'Malley if that's what he wants. O'Malley's looking to get his second title defense, and his third being against Pantoja would actually be pretty crazy. But there would be bad news for someone like Corey Sandhagen because O'Malley is showing no attention to Sandhagen. He doesn't care about him. It seems like he has no interest in fighting that guy. He wants to fight Merab right now. He has his eyes on Pantoja coming up, and he also has his eyes on Ilia Topuria. Has Corey Sandhagen somehow become the Bilal Muhammad at 135? Somehow? As crazy as that is to think about? Because other than the Rob Font fight, he doesn't fight anything like Bilal Muhammad. But nobody cares to fight him besides the ones coming up to take his spot. But regardless, I think Sean O'Malley would beat Alexandre Pantoja in a fight. He might become the first guy to knock him out, especially in a 5-round fight, knowing that Sean O'Malley has actually pretty decent cardio and can carry his power pretty late. He seems to be faster than Pantoja. He hits harder. He's bigger, has better footwork, harder to take to the ground because Pantoja is pretty rudimentary in his striking. That was shown against Steve Erceg as well. His ability to take a punch is what gives him the ability to run through, hit opponents usually when they're high level in technique, and I just don't see him running through the punches of O'Malley. I think O'Malley would just pick him apart from a distance. He'd be way too quick on his feet. His footwork alone would be like his main defense, like getting away from takedowns, and it probably would be a shutout for Sean O'Malley. I mean, can you imagine, look what Steve Erceg did to him with a long-range countering striking style, and now imagine what Sean O'Malley would be able to do. That would be wild to see. So what do you guys think about it? What do you think about the whole sparring thing? A fight that could potentially happen between them two? O'Malley's next opponent after and if he beats Merab, because that's a difficult fight for him. And would Tim Welch start speaking Portuguese in preparation for that fight? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.